Now we just got to make sure you keep that same energy throughout the year. Hey dolls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you are returning, you already know I'm glad to see your face. Listen, we are in a new year, and I know you're on a high. When the new year starts, it's like, man, a fresh start, a blank page. I'm gonna make this year my year. I'm gonna make it the best year yet. And we're just overall in better spirits, you know, no matter how the previous year might have turned out to be. However, how are we going to keep this same energy and bottle it up so that we can still accomplish our goals throughout the year? Because what we're not going to do is be sitting here on a high and like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then come Valentine's Day, not even Q2, just Valentine's Day, you're like, dang, like I already fell off the wagon. We're not doing that, you know? And coming from someone who's been on both sides of the tracks, okay, I've had years where I was really crushing it and I was like hitting all those marks. And then I've had years where it was like, sis, what are you doing? Get your entire life together, like ASAP. But I haven't been on both sides of the tracks. There are definitely some tips that I want to share with you to help you stay on track. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Now, first things first, we got to remember that your goals and vision aren't going to work unless you do. So you can sit here and you could think abundantly. You could sit here and you could will it as much as you want. You could sit here and you can have the most intricate, detailed, meticulous plan in all of the land. But if you don't actually put your hands to the plow and work it, nothing's gonna come to pass this. So that's the first thing that we need to realize. Like, actually work that thing. You wrote it down, you got the planner. I didn't even play myself and get a planner this year. I made my own planner, which I will be referencing for you guys at the end of this video. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the most to prepare and then fail to actually execute. We're just gonna keep it simple, keep putting one foot in front of the other, but we're gonna stay consistent. We're gonna keep working. It's just like if you're training for the Olympics, like you gotta train every day. You can't just, you know, not do anything and then a week before the Olympics, you're like, oh my gosh, let me hurry up and train. Like, it's gonna show in your performance. Same thing, like, say what you want about Beyonce, but homegirl be preparing, okay? Like, she takes her craft seriously. For a 2-hour performance, she would practice for 8, 9, 10 months consistently every day, hours a day. So it's like, you got to be dedicated to this thing, because at the end of the day, it's your dream, it's your vision. If you don't accomplish it, then it's like, okay, you didn't accomplish it, but other people aren't going to suffer from that. You are going to be the one suffering. Secondly, you have to understand, and this is for all of my Christianpreneurs out there, all of my women of faith, faith and strategy are needed. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know I've been saying this. I feel like a lot of times we get paralyzed by faith and we hide behind faith as an excuse for our lack of execution and our lack of discipline. And we say things like, oh, I'm just waiting for clarity from God, or I'm just gonna keep praying about it, or I'm not quite sure, this or that. And while some of those things might be true, it also can become a crutch, because it's like, do you not have the word from God, or are you just scared to execute because you didn't take time to actually strategize and put your plan together? Like, reverse engineer, you know, what's your end goal? What do I need to do to get there? Whatever the case may be, but is it really that? And so sometimes we just have the faith be on fire, but strategy is lacking. If I were to ask you today, okay, this is your plan, this is your vision, that's great, how are you going to get there? A lot of people would be stuck like a deer caught in headlights, like, get there, what do you mean? Like, you know, you have to have steps. And yes, you might not have it all figured out. I'm not speaking from a place of like trying to get it all figured out, but what do you think you need to do to execute these things, you know? And like I said, reverse engineer. So if some of the issues are finances, what are you going to do to get your finances up so that you can accomplish these goals? If some of these things are lack of understanding, where are you going to go to get the knowledge that you need? Like, you know, I've talked to people, for instance, that are trying to get trademarks, and they're like, this process is so complicated, and it is actually. But what are you going to do to simplify that for yourself? Are you going to get a trademark specialist to help you? Are you going to go to your county or state's trademark office and get a representative there, a patent trademark officer to help you out? Are you going to get maybe someone who does this like as an actual business? You know, how are you going to get it done? Or are you just going to try to figure it out on your own? Whatever the case may be, actually try to figure that out. Because at the end of the day, the top 3 things, I wouldn't even say the top 3 things, but just 3 of the things that I see that hold people back, because there are a litany of things I do, are procrastination. Okay, so, and I struggle with procrastination, y'all. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and confess, procrastination is a tough one for me, but then I realized like it's the arrogant assumption that you have tomorrow and that it will always, that opportunity, that thing will always be there for you to get back to, and that's not always the case. So it's like, strike while the iron is hot. Another thing that I see that holds people back is self-doubt. You know, you don't feel like you deserve to be in the room, you deserve to sit at the table. Maybe the opportunities are coming, but then you start to feel like, well, I'm not good enough because I'm not like her, I'm not like him, I don't speak like them, you know, I don't have this skill set like them, like I don't draw the attention in the room as soon as I walk in like that person. But it's like, you deserve to be there. If you got in there, God opened that door for a reason, so you're supposed to be in there, you know. Another thing that stops people is perfectionism. Okay, and there are two sides to perfectionism. Some people won't get started unless they dot every I, cross every T. They can see how it's going to work from beginning to end and everything in between, and if they feel like even the slightest thing is going to go wrong, they won't start. And then there's some people who the vision is so big, they have such big dreams that they get paralyzed because it's like, it's so daunting. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so much to get done, like I don't even know where I want to start. And because you feel like you can't get it done perfectly right now, you don't even start at all. You know, many of you who have been following me for a while, you know I used to be a business coach. Now I'm more so like a mentor / consultant. But when I look back at my first courses, and these were 4-figure courses that I actually had clients pay for. Great information. Now the information was great, don't play me, but the actual design of the course was atrocious. I'm like, ew, like I actually sold that and taught it and people bought it, and I mean they loved it. Like I said, the information was great, but you could tell like I was new into the course creation space, and there's still things that I'm learning. And as I continue to launch courses, whether they're mini courses, long courses, whatever, I'm gonna improve. Just like over time, like if you look back at my YouTube videos from back in 2019 when I first started, terrible. Okay, like I've been tempted to private all of them, but I know that a lot of you guys love those old videos, and honestly some of those old videos are still bringing me traffic and subscribers to this day. So I'm like, okay, we're not gonna private it, but I cringe. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe people actually consume this and have the audacity to like it because we've moved up. Okay, we're using the camera now, I got a better software for editing, like we have elevated. But you know what, I got started. I didn't let perfectionism stop me. Like, oh, I don't have the camera, I don't have the software, I don't have the mic. I have a mic that I bought when I bought all these tools, and I have yet to plug it into my camera and use it. I literally use the mic that comes on the camera. One of these days we gonna elevate even more and use it, but my point is I could have let all those things stop me. I started taping my YouTube videos on a Galaxy S7, y'all. Like I was a couple models behind, and that's why the videos look that way. But I started taping on that. I was editing on my phone on InShot. Honestly, I still edit some things on InShot because it's quicker than whipping out the software sometimes. But I could have let all of those things stop me. I could have let the fact that I didn't understand SEO and all that stuff stop me. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and jump, and I'll figure it out as I go along. You know, like there are certain things I researched before, but I didn't let that hinder me. And that's another thing that stops people. I know this is more than 3, but I'm just talking at this point. Bear with me, sis. Bear with me. Another thing that stops people is analysis paralysis. Some of y'all are pros at buying courses, attending webinars, seminars, conferences, conventions, reading all of the material, like really just consuming the information. But when it comes time to execute, you're paralyzed. It's just like, I don't know where to start. Like it's too much. Y'all buy every course that comes out. Y'all attend every seminar that comes out. Y'all, you know, do everything and consume everything that flies by your nose. And you know how the internet works. Once you click a link for one course, the ads and the algorithm in Instagram or Facebook or whatever are gonna start recommending all these other people's courses and classes and stuff. So you see this, it's a shiny light, you sign up for that. Then another one comes up, you're like, ooh, I gotta sign up for that too. And then another one comes up, you're like, ooh, let me sign up for that too. And next thing you know it, you done been through 30 courses in like a week or 2 weeks, and you're getting information from all these different people, but you're paralyzed on actually executing it, you know? So don't allow the analysis of it all, gaining the information, analyzing what you should do, what you shouldn't do, stop you from actually like executing. Just come up with a plan and do it. You could always change course. I've changed my channel many a time. I've changed how I tape, I've changed my intro, I changed my content, a whole bunch of stuff, but I keep growing, you know? So don't let that paralyze you. And one more thing that stops people from achieving their goals, because honestly, I could keep going and going on this. There are so many things, but the one thing that I do think about before I close this segment is lack of discipline. And discipline is when you stay committed to the thing that you said you were going to do long after the feeling is gone. You know, while we do feel refreshed in a new year and we're like, oh yeah, there's all these possibilities and all these things to make my year the best year yet, a lot of us can also get stuck on lack of discipline, because coming out of the holiday season, it's tough to just snap back into a disciplined kind of structure, unless you are just like that chick or that dude that even through the holiday season, you didn't break your diet, you were still working out, you know, you were still very organized and doing everything on time and stuff. If you're that person, then kudos to you. I am not that person, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and cap for y'all and act like I am. Like, there are definitely some things that fell through the cracks during the holiday season, but I've learned to give grace to myself, because it's like at the end of the day, there's a ton of birthdays between November and December in my family, plus the holidays, plus content stuff, you know, with Vlogmas or 12 days of Christmas like I did or whatever. I'm only one woman and I'm trying to build like 2-3 different businesses, not just for me either, but me and my mom's. So it's a lot going on, and I'm like, you know what, some things are just gonna have to fall by the wayside. But even still, there are certain things that I do not play with. So when it comes to my YouTube and recording, we're getting this done. When it comes to my live streams, I will be showing up. I don't care if I literally had to think of a topic 3 hours before and then come on here and talk. I just let God lead me and I'm gonna show up. You know, when it comes to taping my mom's stuff, we gonna get her done. When it comes to working out, I have to force myself to be disciplined, because I did really good in 2020. 2021 was up and down. I had months where it was like, oh, I'm doing good, and then I fall down and off the wagon. Then I'm doing good, then I fall off the wagon. And so the holiday season was a mess. I did work out quite a bit in November, but December was like negative. Like, I was struggling to keep up with my workouts. And so what did I do this morning? I worked out. I didn't feel like it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I did not feel like getting up and doing a workout. My bones were aching, my body was stiff, but I committed to 20 minutes. I'm like, if I could commit to 20 minutes until this habit forms, then I could go to 25 minutes, then I could go to 30 minutes, then I could go to 35, then 40, then 45. And next thing you know it, I'll want to be working out for an hour, hour and a half. You know, like, I'll want to up the ante, but I gotta take small steps. I can't just jump out there and do an hour-long HIIT workout after I haven't worked out in like 2 months or a month and a half, you know. But I stayed disciplined, because I'm like, you know what we're not gonna do is finish this year at the same weight. There's been too many up and down years. I've lost a significant amount of weight from when my health was really, really bad in my mid-20s, and then I kind of plateaued. And so I want to do that again, and I want to hit my goal weight and maintain it after that. So you have to really commit to it, even when you don't feel like it, because you're not always going to feel like it, but you set these goals. Again, this is your life, it's your vision. I'm not going to lose sleep at night if your dreams aren't accomplished. I'm here to motivate you, but at the end of the day, I can lead you to the water, but you got to drink. Like, you got to be the one to say, you know what, I'm going to do this every single day. I'm going to be consistent. And if you stay consistent every single day, you will see the results. I've been consistent, for instance, on this YouTube channel for 3 years, just about. And slowly but surely, I saw the fruit. I saw the fruit. I saw the growth. I saw the elevation. But I had to show up even when I didn't feel like it. I had to show up when nobody was showing up with me. Nobody was applauding me. Nobody was encouraging me. But you stay consistent. If you stay consistent, imagine where your life will be a year from today as you're watching this video. If you just commit every single day to working that vision, working that goal, even when you don't feel like it, I'm telling you, you will thank yourself in the future. Okay, now that we've covered actually sticking to the plan, keeping the same energy, and the things that more than likely could possibly hold you back, let's go ahead and get into how you're gonna plan. So if you caught my New Year's Eve live, you know that I talked about this, but I am gonna share it again in this video, so that way no matter what time of year you catch this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, the planner will be downloadable in one of the links below. So what you wanna do is you wanna separate out on a couple pieces of paper or a notebook, or however you feel, you can type it or whatever. You wanna separate out different time frames. So I suggest 30 days, 6 months, 9 months, and 12-month plan. Just to keep it concise, you know, I don't really want to get into the 3 years and 5 years, and I also don't want to do like a weekly thing, because it could be a little bit stiff, you know, and I like to leave a little room for things to happen organically, but you do want to be structured enough. And so take a couple pieces of paper, and at the top of it write 30 days, and on another one write 6 months, then another one 9 months, and another one 12 months. And then on that piece of paper, I want you to separate out 4 categories: family, fitness, finances, and faith. Now, every time frame, you might not have a goal for one of those categories, but go ahead and write it down just so you can remember, like, these are the 4 categories I'm going to focus in on for each time frame. And then under those categories, whichever one you feel appropriate, come up with 3 to 5 goals for that time frame. So under 30 days, if you decide I want to have 5 faith goals, then just put 5 goals under faith. If you decide I want to have 2 faith goals, 2 financial goals, and 1 family goal, then do that under the 30 days, however you see appropriate, like I said. And what I want you to do after you're done writing it, typing it, putting it on your tablet, whatever, keep it somewhere where you can see it. The one thing you don't want to do is write this stuff down and then tuck it away in a drawer somewhere or in your closet and you're like, dang, like, what was my goal again? Keep it visible, because when you keep it visible and you feel yourself sliding back and slipping and not being consistent or whatever, then when you constantly see it, it's going to remind you, like, dang, like, okay, we're at day 27. I said I wanted this to be my 30-day goal. What part of this can I still accomplish? You know, everything's not going to be perfect. Again, this is not about perfection. You might fall off the wagon, you might forget some things, it's all good, but you want to try your best to give it an honest effort. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to keep checking it, like every 30 days or 60 days, 45 days, whatever you choose. Just kind of check it, reevaluate, you know, check with yourself and be honest. Why am I not reaching this goal? Why am I not working out, for instance? Am I too tired? Do I need to clear my schedule? Do I need to maybe find a different time of day to work out? Do I need to join a gym? Maybe get a workout buddy? You know, if you have a faith goal, like one of my goals this year is to read the entire Bible again, cover to cover. I did it in 2020 and I was really proud of that. It kept my faith restored, my hope on fire, my faith just ignited, all of that. And so I was like, this year I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it in a different way. And so I actually have a Bible reading plan in a group format. If you want to join that, I will put the link in this underneath this video as well. Now this is for 2022, so if you catch this after that, then sorry, but who knows what it will be like at that point. I'll update you in another video, but needless to say, you can join that if you want, and I'm just really excited about that. So what do you need to do? Do you need to join a small group? Like, what is it? You know, if you got family goals that y'all have a family outing once a month, like, figure out what you need to do and maybe what are some obstacles or some things that might get in the way of that, and how are you going to address that? This is how you start to strategize. Now, like I said, I did create a downloadable planner for you, something that you could print out multiple times if you need to, if you mess up, and that downloadable link is down below. When you get it, go ahead and fill it out. Feel free to tag me on social media at official Rondelle Martin so I can see how you're using it. I am planning to use this myself. I've already started writing some things down and I'm going to continue to write it down, but I am really excited to see and hear you guys' testimonies of how the planner and just planning and strategizing in general has really helped you accomplish your goals and your vision. So like I said, don't forget to check down below in the description box, get that downloadable planner and start using it. Print it off, put it in a binder, make it pretty, get excited, because you're gonna accomplish your goals and you are about to be bossed up. You are about to be looking back like, man, like, I actually really accomplished this. I have a feeling that we are about to be accelerating very quickly. So get prepared, be ready so you don't have to get ready. So that's all I have for you. I hope that this video encouraged you, motivated you, and that you are just invigorated to go ahead and get that planet underway. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos and amazing content coming at you, and also hit that bell button so you don't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up. I will see you guys later. Bye.